Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Professor Ipshita Bansal from BPS Women's University, Sonipat, Haryana. Today we will be discussing about the module Strategic HR Issues and Challenges of the paper Strategic Human Resource Management. After completing this module, the students will be able to understand the major challenges organizations face in today's business environment and related issues. There are currently many human resource management challenges which will continue to evolve for years to come. And the business world changes, so does the role of HR professionals. Since human resources is a business driven function, effectiveness depends on a thorough understanding of the strategic corporate direction, as well as the ability to influence key positions and decisions. In addition, human resource management challenges must be defined and solutions determined in order to succeed. Major challenges organizations face in today's business environment are leadership development, recruitment, retention and motivation, managing culture, workforce diversity and demographic changes, globalization and its implications, technology, changing skill requirements, technical talent, HR effectiveness measurement, relationship with employees, continuous improvement programs, re-engineering work processes, employee involvement, data-driven HR practices, contract employees, mass customization, decentralized work sites, health concerns, family work-life balance, budgeting, corporate downsizing, compliance with laws and accessibility. So, let us try to discuss some of them. The major challenges that organizations face in today's business environment. HR professionals are faced with being expected to provide the essential structures, processes, tools and points of view to make the best selection and develop the future leaders of the organization. Across the globe, leadership development has been identified as a critical factor ensuring that the right employees are retained, that the culture of the organization supports performance from within to gain market position, and that managers are equipped to take on leadership roles of the future so that organization is viable in the long run. Some of the important aspects related to leadership development are: the workforce is aging quickly, succession plan needs to be put in place. Companies grow and expand, developing leaders has become a major initiative. Employees repeatedly say that poor leadership as a reason for leaving jobs. Businesses sometimes struggle to come up with the budgets necessary for development programs that emphasize leadership and growth. With respect to recruitment, retention and motivation, human resource professionals anticipate that retaining the best employees will be the greatest HR challenge in 2022, according to a November 2012 poll by the Society for Human Resource Management. 59% of respondents ranked this factor in their top 3 challenges, compared to 51% in 2010. Employers today have to find new methods to attract talent through social media, postings on job boards and even other traditional methods such as attending job fairs and sending out promotional mailings to generate interest. The new generation employees are looking for jobs that provide work-life balance and desire autonomy and the ability to make a difference within the organization. Companies are well advised to search for diversity that can generate new ideas, better productivity, and a sense of equality that builds teamwork. Lack of technical talent has made it difficult for companies to fill specialized positions. Even during periods of high unemployment, technical and technology driven companies find a shortage of employees with the training and competencies to perform in niche jobs. Some of the things important with respect to recruitment, retention and motivation are: retaining the best employees will be the greatest HR challenge in 2022. Employees today find new methods to attract talent through social media and sending out promotional mailings to generate interest. Companies search for diversity that can generate new ideas, better productivity and a sense of equality that builds teamwork. HR needs to understand what motivates employees and incorporate them into reward systems. For example, pay increases, employees' responsibilities, flexi timing, telecommuting, or technologies to keep employees happy. HR plays an active role in the development of an organizational culture. Diversity contributes to cohesive culture. Cross-cultural teams and diversity management are tools used by HR to positively impact a diverse workplace. Research has proven that culture influences organizational performance. There is a strong relationship between cultures and hiring that comes into play with employee sourcing, selection and retention. So, what is the connection between workforce diversity and demographic changes? In the past, SHRM was considerably simple because the workforce was homogeneous. Today's workforce comprises of people of different genders, age, social class, sexual orientation, values, personality, characteristics, ethnicity, religion, education, language, physical appearance, marital status, lifestyles, beliefs, ideology and background characteristics such as geographic origin, tenure with the organization and economic status, and the list could go on. Diversity is critically linked to the organization's strategic direction. HRM must train people of different age groups to effectively manage and to deal with each other and to respect the diversity of views that each offers. Globalization and its implication is also an important aspect. Businesses today don't have national boundaries. It reaches around the world. The rise of multinational corporations places new requirements on human resource managers. The HR department needs to ensure that the approximate mix of employees in terms of knowledge, skills and cultural adaptability is available to handle global assignments. In order to meet this goal, the organizations must train individuals to meet the challenges of globalization. The employees must have working knowledge of the language and culture in terms of values, morals, customs and laws of the host country. Human resource management must also develop mechanisms that will help multicultural individuals to work together. As background, language, custom or age differences become more prevalent, there are indications that employee conflict would increase. Human resource management would be required to train management to be more flexible in its practices. Because tomorrow's workers will come in different colors, nationalities, and so on, managers will be required to change their ways. This will necessitate managers being trained to recognize differences in workers and to appreciate and even celebrate these differences. The next aspect is technology. With the current technological advancement and its projection in the future, it has brought in new eyes in the face of HRM. A number of computerized systems have been invented to help in the HRM, of which they are seen as simplifier of HR functions in companies. What HRM is concerned with here is the safety of the data or information of staff, and therefore it is at the forefront of having to train personnel in operating such systems and developing the integrity of such personnel to handle the sensitivity of the matter. Companies face the threat of data breaches or risks. At the same time, fear that workers may find themselves in a physically dangerous situation is also very real, as we see more incidents of workplace violence and political or social instability in places where organizations do business and have staff. A rising sense of insecurity generated with new technology, data security concerns arise both for employer and employee. Changing skill requirements is also a major challenge. Recruiting and developing skilled labor is important for any company concerned about competitiveness, productivity, quality, and managing a diverse workforce effectively. Skill deficiencies translate into significant losses for the organization in terms of poor quality work and lower productivity, increase in employee accidents and customer complaints. HRM department will have to devise suitable training and short-term programs to bridge the skill gaps and deficiencies. Finding and retaining technical talent is also a great challenge. Lack of technical talent has made it difficult for companies to fill specialized positions. Even during periods of high unemployment, technical and technology-driven companies find a shortage of employees with the training and competencies to perform in niche jobs. This has caused some HR departments to collaborate with local colleges in the development of courses and training programs to help them fill vacancies. Effective measurement is also an important aspect. As with many other areas of business, HR professionals also need to be able to measure results in terms of transaction management as well as in terms of the positive influence on business. Utilizing metrics to determine effectiveness is the beginning of a shift from perceiving HR's role as purely an administrative function to viewing the HR team as a true strategic partner within the organization. In fact, a critical future issue for HR will be organizational effectiveness. Again, supporting HR's critical role as a strategic partner to the management. HR departments have traditionally focused on measuring their own effectiveness. There is an evolving recognition that they can provide an organizational value by measuring the effectiveness of the entire business organization. The shift is significant as it represents movements from simply counting the numbers hired to determining the return on investment of collective and individual hires on a long-term basis. Going beyond measuring turnover, this new approach considers bad turnover and good turnover along with the overall cost of replacement hires. Maintaining good relationships with employees is also a great challenge. HR managers are sounding boards for employee concerns. Once seen as a place where employees go when they are in trouble, the HR department can be a forum for employees to air their concerns with management, the organization, or co workers without fear of discrimination or retaliation. A major challenge faced by HR managers in small businesses is maintaining neutral relationships with employees. HR managers need to hear the concerns of employees and investigate problems they raise. Let's talk about continuous improvement programs now. These focus on the long term well being of the organization. It is a process whereby an organization focuses on quality and builds a better foundation to serve its customers. This often involves a company wide initiative to improve quality and productivity. The company changes its operations to focus on the customer and to involve workers in matters affecting them. Companies strive to improve everything they do, from hiring quality people to administrative paper processing to meeting customer needs. HRM plays an important role in the implementation of continuous improvement programs. Whenever an organization embarks on an improvement effort, it is introducing change into the organization. Specifically, HRM must prepare individuals for the change. This requires clear and extensive communications of why the change will occur, what is expected, and what effect it will have on employees. Let's now talk about re-engineering work processes for improved productivity. Re-engineering occurs when more than 70% of the work processes in an organization are evaluated and altered. It requires organizational members to rethink what work should be done, how it should be done, and how to best implement these decisions. Re-engineering changes how organizations do their business and directly affect the employees. Re-engineering may leave certain employees frustrated and angry and unsure of what to expect. Accordingly, HRM must have mechanisms in place for employees to get appropriate direction of what to do and what to expect, as well as assistance in dealing with the conflict that may permeate the organization. For re-engineering to generate its benefits, HRM needs to offer skill training to its employees. Employee involvement is another challenge. HRM has a significant role to play in employee involvement. Empowering employees requires extensive training in all aspects of the job. Workers may need to understand how new job design processes. They may need training in interpersonal skills to make participative and work teams function properly. Data driven HR practices is another challenge. Business leaders are increasingly demanding that HR professionals, like their colleagues in other functional areas, use metrics and in-depth analysis to both make good decisions and demonstrate the return on investment of key expenditures. A very substantial part of the modern day workforce is the contract workers who are typically hired for shorter periods of time. When an organization makes its strategic decision to employ a sizable portion of its workforce from the contingency ranks, several issues come up to the front. These include being able to have these virtual employees available when needed, providing scheduling options that meet their needs, and making decisions about whether or not benefits will be offered to the contingent workforce. Mass customization. HR should develop principles for understanding the optimum level of customization in the employment relationship. HR managers understand the need for customization and differentiation in principle. They resist it because they simply don't feel well equipped to explain them. The concept of fairness is sometimes confused with treating everyone the same. Another issue related to HRM in present times is decentralized work sites. Telecommuting capabilities that exist today have made it possible for the employees to be located anywhere on the globe. Decentralized work sites also offer opportunities that may meet the needs of the diversified workforce. For HRM, much of challenge is how to establish and ensure appropriate work quality and on-time completion. It will be HRM responsibility to ensure health and safety of the decentralized workforce. Health is an important factor. With the emergence of the wellness clubs and fitness centers, together with the need for having healthy workforce, it has emerged that HRM has to move to another step, like having to subscribe for its employees to such clubs, paying health insurance services for their employees. This is not only a productivity strategy, but also a strategy used to attract and retain valuable employees. HRM needs to provide health services to staff through health insurance, sensitization, and free medical treatment bills. Then we come to family work-life balance. Over a long time now in HRM history, it has been a big debate about family life work balance. Employees have been on toes of the employers to see if there could be justice done, and on the other hand, employers have been keen to minimize the effect of the same. The fact is, a happy family is equal to a happy workforce. Thus, HRM have to work it out that every employee's family to some extent is a happy one. Therefore, investing in what may seem out of hand for the organization is inevitable. So, organizations have to work on balancing work and life. Human resource managers should organize family day out for staff and their families. Sacrifice sometimes for days off to enable employees to attend their family issues, have paternal leave or maternal leave. Budgeting. HR department is considered costly as it is no revenue making department. The challenge for HR managers is to convince business leaders that having happy employees and hiring the right people can earn your business more money in the long run. Corporate downsizing is another challenge. The downsizing is to reduce the number of workers employed by the organization. HR department has a very important role to play. It must ensure that proper communication takes place to minimize the negative effects of rumors. Compliance with laws has become a great challenge in today's world. HRM has to stay abreast of what one apply to your particular organization and legal changes that affects the organization. Also, how the organization can deal with employees, report income or pay taxes. Accessibility. It can be thought of as having an open door policy. Accessibility can be especially challenging to small businesses when the HR manager is the owner of the company, as it can be hard to put personal feelings aside and not take things to heart when an employee complains about how you are operating the company. While economic indicators have improved in countries around the world, many organizations continue to feel a strain on their budgets. This will influence hiring strategies and other HR decisions. Increased globalization in terms of regions will continue to make economic uncertainty high. So students, let's now summarize what we have studied in this module. This module started with leadership development issues pertaining to attraction, retention and motivation of employees. We also talked of diversity and culture related challenges. We talked of technology, continuous improvement, re-engineering issues, employee relations challenges and the like. All these have been highlighted and we have discussed how these are going to pose challenges in the coming years. Thank you.